Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
We've seen quite a bit of rain showers for our Wednesday. We're pretty dry right now, at least in terms of the radar showing moderate rain showers. There are still going to be some little sprinkles and drizzle patches out there, and it will be foggy tonight as well. But the rain showers have pretty much wrapped up now at this point. 47 in Champaign as well as in Danville, 54 in Paris, and in Springfield, it is currently 51. We have our Flooring America weather camera up overlooking Springfield. A lot of fog out there on our Roofing Dog INET. You've got the current visibility. We're down to 1 mile visibility in Champaign, 2 in Danville, 3 in Bloomington. So there is fog out there this evening. We are calling for generally dry conditions overnight tonight with only a few isolated showers, but much more in the way of showers and storms are expected for our Thursday. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Restaurants are shut down and people are losing their jobs. How one owner is doing everything possible to make sure everyone keeps working.
This virus knows no boundaries.
And it continues to prove that. How many confirmed coronavirus cases are now in Illinois?
It's hard to get the things that you need right now.
That means food and supplies for schoolwork. How one district is making it happen for families with just a quick drive-through.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
But this is something that nobody saw coming.
Cases of coronavirus in the state are nearing 300. The owners of a restaurant in central Illinois are doing their best to cope. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. Jennifer's off tonight. Some employees are being laid off as restaurants and bars in Illinois are forced to close their dining rooms. Today we talked with the owners of one restaurant who say they're doing whatever it takes to keep everyone on the payroll. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live at Monocle's in Tolono. Courtney, that must be difficult to do.
Yeah, absolutely, Jessica. And we've mentioned how different restaurants in the area are offering things like curbside pickup as well as delivery. And Monocle's here in Tolono is no different. But even with possibly a chunk of their revenue gone because of this dining room closure, they say they still want to make sure all their employees keep working.
I talked to a person from the corporation today, and he said, you know, at the beginning of the year, you try to figure out what's it going to be this year. It's going to be cheese prices. Is it going to be labor? Nobody ever would have dreamed it would have been closing down because of a virus.
There's no drill for how to handle a pandemic. But Tolono Monocle's co-owners, Tom and Beth Swigart, are doing what they can to manage.
Thank you.
We're doing a curbside service. Yesterday was our first attempt at this. If you have a line of people in here, I didn't want to take any chances, so we're going to serve them. We're going to take it out to you. We're
doing all the things that the CDC has told us to do. Monocle's issued a checklist of things to do every 2 hours. We're sanitizing door handles, pins, anything people touch, we're doing our best.
Let's get a sanitizer wipe.
On top of safety concerns, they want to make sure their employees are getting paid.
I see these kids that have to pay for their college, have to pay for their cars, they're paying for their own way, and my heart just goes out to them that have to, and I don't want to let anyone go.
Their dining room business brought in around 30% of their money, so employee hours may take a hit.
We're trying to give people as many hours as we can.
We're trying our best to find something for them to do. Spring cleaning, we're going to do a lot of it here.
But with only 2 days into this new requirement, they know the future is still in question.
It's a waiting game.
We hope that we can serve as many people as we can and keep our doors open.
The owners here say they do thank the community for all of their support already, and they encourage people to not only buy from here, but also from all restaurants and bars that may have taken, all restaurants that offer delivery and curbside pickup, of course, to help them be supported throughout this time. Reporting live in Tolono, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Courtney, thank you. And as you saw there, Monocle's is not allowing anyone inside of their restaurant for pickup. If you do order, you have to stay in your car, and they will bring it out to you. There are 128 new cases of coronavirus in Illinois. The governor made that announcement today.
Yeah, that makes it 288 cases in 17 counties, including Champaign and Sangamon. The people who have contracted the virus range in age from 9 to 91. The state recorded its first death yesterday. Governor Pritzker reiterated the point that, quote, from everything we know about this virus, no place and no person is immune.
And even though Illinois is being recognized as a national leader in response to COVID-19, make no mistake, these numbers will get much worse before they get better.
The death toll in the U.S. has surpassed 100 as the virus has impacted all states. Social distancing has become the new normal and in some places is being enforced by law. A firefighter was taken to the hospital after being hurt fighting a house fire. Happened near North Maple Avenue and West Sawyer Street in Decatur after 10 this morning. One of the fire captains cut his chin and needed stitches. Firefighters saw heavy smoke coming out of the attic when they arrived on scene. The people living there made it out safely. The battalion chief says the home was badly damaged.
We had our crews go inside, and we weren't able to make the second floor due to the stairs and the landing at the stairs being burned out. So at that time, we turned our attention to keeping our crews safe and performing our duties from the outside of the building.
The home is expected to be a total loss. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
Phones were down this morning across parts of central Illinois, but they are back up now. This outage happened at Consolidated Communications, affecting the Champaign-Urbana area. The service provider says the problem happened during routine maintenance. It impacted phone lines at the health department, public works facility, and fire and police departments, but there was no disruption to 911 lines. We have an update on a central Illinois couple. They were on the quarantined Grand Princess cruise ship and have now been tested for coronavirus. Barb and Jordan May have been quarantined at an Air Force base in Georgia for almost a week, and they have another week left. Barb says they feel fine and they're waiting for the results. She says she's getting mixed answers on when she can go home. She's been told Illinois may let them back in the state early if their tests come back negative.
I hear there's a shortage of tests and there's sick people that really need to be tested. I feel bad. I'm taking a test and I feel like I'm fine. But when I'm told Illinois requires a negative response, so they're going to let me come back, I don't want to wait and chance it.
May says more than 500 people from the ship were sent to that same Air Force base in Georgia. Fewer than half of them are left because other states have brought passengers home for self-isolation.
Coronavirus is keeping people in their homes and away from donating blood. Drives across the country are being canceled. Blood centers have lost almost 130,000 units of blood as a result, and they're worried one health crisis could lead to another.
So we're asking for people to call, make, and keep appointments, and we're asking for blood drive hosts to keep their blood drives on the schedule so we can have an adequate blood supply to make sure that we do not have a shortage here locally.
Donation centers will remain open 24/7, but they need more sites to hold blood drives to reach enough people to keep a steady supply of blood. The state's marijuana dispensaries are taking steps to make sure customers are safe during the coronavirus outbreak. The state will allow those businesses to take orders from medical patients on the curbs or in the parking lots of their facilities. The goal is to reduce human contact. This order system will last until March 30th. Dispensaries also have been told to have separate lines for medical and recreational products.
The final NCAA basketball polls have been released. Did the Illini finish in the top 25? Also tonight.
We'll do whatever we have to for the kids.
Schools across the state are shut down, but districts are still working to serve their students and families.
And we had a lot of rain showers today, most of which occurred throughout the later parts of the morning into the afternoon, keeping our temperatures down into the upper 40s and lower 50s for a lot of us. 47 was the high for Champaign. Now, coming up for tomorrow, it's an active day with severe storms as well as high winds. We're then calling for better conditions for the weekend, even though it's cooler. We'll have all that next.